Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Cameron. I'm here for another review of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episode 1. I know I've been slipping, but I'm back in action. We're going to be consistent. And so with this season, I'm coming back-to-back reviews every week. I'm going to be on it and definitely for the reunion. So y'all ain't got to worry about it anymore. So let's go ahead and get right into this review. So this episode starts off with Mary. She's doing a monologue as we see the ladies in the woods. And as she's talking and we've seen them going through the woods, it's honestly giving paranormal activity. Like, that's just all that was running through my head the whole time. But I have to say, with Salt Lake City, the production, y'all get it right every time.
Look at the material.
You should be going home
You can
anyway.
be the judge of it.
Like, y'all know what to do every time, and it never fails. Like, please continue the good work. Like, all y'all need a raise. They did show a little tease where we did see, upcoming beefs with a few of the ladies, and it looked really good, which I'm not surprised because Salt Lake always gives each season after season after season, so I'm not surprised. So we see the episode start off with Angie. She pulls up to Mary's house, and she's in this RV, and she's pulling up honking, ready for the trip. And Mary comes out. She has, I believe, her housekeeper / whatever. So she helps her in to the RV, and we see them get set up. And honestly, I've never done an RV trip. Me and my friends have talked about it, but it does look fun. I would definitely like to do one, but that's another story. Mary lets it be clear that she's not feeling the trip. She's not feeling the RV.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
She says that growing up, her grandmother, I believe her grandmother always had one, so they was always an RV. So she's used to RVs, but she's not used to dealing with being in an RV full of grown people, especially that she's not that fond of for the most part. So the scene changes over to the rest of the ladies except for Lisa. They're all outside out Beauty Lab waiting for Mary and Angie to pick them up so they can go ahead and go on to the trip. So as they're waiting, Mary lets the ladies know that Lisa would not be attending the trip, and Heather does a breakdown of where everyone stands within each other. So it's clear that, Brown and Lisa are not seeing it for each other. Definitely Lisa and Whitney ain't seeing it for each other. And of course, Angie still has some type of issues. Angie and Lisa both, they got their issues with each other. With Mary, you never know where you stand with her, so that's self-explanatory. Heather, I think she's cool with everyone, but she's clearly not fond of Brown for whatever reason. And Meredith, she definitely ain't seen it for Brittany. Mary definitely is not seeing it for Brittany. And so is Brown not seeing it for Brittany. So it's just a mix of everybody liking each other and everybody not liking each other. So Angie and Mary finally arrive, and the ladies see them pull up in the RV, and they're completely confused. Like,
so the whole.
We thought we was gonna get on a plane, fly to a beach somewhere, not get in the RV, because if you get in the RV, that is a road trip. That's not a flight trip. So they're just like, what's going on? Brittany's like, I got on a bikini top. Like, you said that we was, you put in there that we was going to the beach. And she's like, no, that. And then they show the flyer, and it says, bring your bikinis, bring your boots, and other things. So, I mean, she was following what the theme of the invite said. So, So, Brittany, I'm gonna have to give you on that one. Yeah, normally you'd be doing like quirky stuff, like what in the world, but in this one, I'm gonna have to give it to you because it did seem like y'all was gonna be on a beach or something, not going to RV on a road trip.
You're right. I'm a fool for that one.
So the ladies all get on the bus and they're ready for the trip. They start taking shots, and before you know it, we see Whitney saying, "Who's that walking up to the bus?" So I'm immediately thinking, oh, it's Lisa. Like, okay, maybe Lisa changed her mind. She's gonna pull up like, hey, okay, it's gonna be a full cast trip now. But then I look and we see where it's one man, then we see another man, they in full uniform. And I'm just like,
Girl, what's going on?
at first, probably about 5-10 seconds, I was just like, what's going on? And then when I seen SWAT and stuff, I already knew that it was a prank. Like, someone told me, like, Cameron, this is a prank. Because what else could this be? It's like, no one else is getting any trouble like that. I mean, but don't get me wrong, you never know what people do behind closed doors. But I highly doubt that anybody was doing anything to where SWAT was going to come get them. Like, that was a one-time coincidence. That was a one-time event where Jen was being searched by the SWAT team. But for that to happen again, like, that's just too crazy.
You ain't slick, hoe.
And so then when the man said, we're looking for Whitney, I just knew Whitney did not do anything to where the SWAT or with the SWAT, the police, whatever you want to call them, is looking for her. Like, I just knew that it was Cat. Like, no. And then I knew it was more of a prank because when Whitney came to the door, or came outside, they was like, "Are you Whitney?" "Yes, I am Whitney." Like, she immediately like was willing to give it. Like, if it was me, like, if I don't know you, who's asking? Like, yeah, like if I'm truly confused and I don't know who you are, I'm not gonna just willingly admit, "Oh yeah, that's me." I'm like, who's asking? But come find out, it was a prank, and they was like some strippers, so they was there to do like a little. She says it's a prank, but I don't see the prank in it because I mean, yeah, you kind of startled them, but I mean, I guess. So after the strippers leave, the ladies get on the road and they're starting to trip. And Brittany asks, where are we going? Which way we're going? And Angie says, we're going south and it'll be about an hour away. And then Brittany says, oh, okay, we'll be passing my house. And then Mary says, oh, okay, then we can just drop you off. This is why Mary needs to stay around. She has to stay around. Like, you're not going to get that from anybody else. So we need her to stay around. So then we see Heather ask, where's Lisa? And Angie says she spoke with Lisa and she said that she had some work to do. And they show a clip where Angie and Lisa was on the phone, and Lisa basically said she does not want to stay anywhere that Braun was staying. She's a pathological liar. So anywhere that she'll be, she would not be attending nor staying. And on top of it, she just so happens to have work. And she says, I don't want to name drop, but I'll be with Ben the Blade, and you be with Bronwyn. And it's just like,
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
you'll be around them for, like, it's not like you'll be literally around them all day, talking with them, socializing with them as if like those are your actual friends. You hang with them. You're going to be with them in a closed setting at a event or something like that. You may be able to bump shoulders, hi, how are you doing, but nothing to the sort of where like, oh my god, you're going to be doing this and this and that. So Whitney chimes in and she says Lisa's not coming because Bronwyn's on the trip and she's not working.
Correct!
So here come Brittany chiming in saying she is working, and Whitney says no, she's not. She was like, she would not go on a girl's trip to go work. Like, that makes no sense. Brittany felt the need to defend her friend. She goes and says, you're the one to talk. You're the one that has a business online that's getting dragged like crazy. Like, what are you doing discussing about Lisa?
You better say that then. I did. One thing.
Brittany chose violence that day. She's like, I'm going to give it to you, Whitney. About Lisa? Okay, you finna get that. You finna get that. So after Brittany saying that, they show an article of where Whitney was accused of being part of an MLM. And honestly, I don't know what that is, but I heard that it's not good, and I just hope that it isn't true for her, but I don't think so, because I mean, she's not in any type of lawsuits or any type of trouble compared to other folks on the cast and previous cast members. So,
Hey, whoop-de-doo.
it's only just he said, she said type of situation, honestly. So Brittany says in her confession that she believes that Whitney's saying all of this because Lisa isn't here, and that way she can have the free reign. She said all that she wants.
Wrong answer, forehead.
And I have to disagree with that. I feel like, if anything, Whitney would love to say this to Lisa. I don't think that Whitney, in a sense, is scared to say this in front of her, because anything that I feel like Whitney has said about Lisa, Whitney will admit to and will say. So I don't think that's the case. I just feel like this was the opportunity to talk about it, and Whitney took upon that moment to do that. So I don't think it was in a sense of she waited for this moment because Lisa's not here. Like, no, we're talking about it because we're talking about it. That's just it. And rightfully so, Whitney is like, no, you finna come for me, I'm finna get it right back to you. So she's like, so Brittany, how you make your money? Huh? Like, how you make your coin? Sucking dick? Yeah, Whitney, get her back. Yeah, whack her back. Yeah, you want to whack me, I'm going to whack you back. So after Whitney said that, Brittany and Whitney are going back and forth, and I guess in the midst of Brittany talking, I guess Brittany's the type where she talks with her hands, and clearly I do too. She's sitting next to Bronwyn, and you know that they're in this tight space, so you can't really be doing too much. And so I guess when she was talking, she was doing too much, and she got a hand in Bronwyn's face, and Bronwyn was like, if you keep putting your hand in my face, I'm going to jump in.
I would like to see it.
And we only about, what, 15 minutes, 20 minutes into the show, and it's giving half of the other franchise seasons. Like, Salt Lake is where it's at. If you're not watching Salt Lake, I don't know what you're doing. So Brittany says in a confessional that, you know, Lisa is a true friend of hers, and she's not going to let anyone talk badly about her. And that's understandable if she was actually a true friend to you. And I'm pretty sure you are a good friend to her, but is Lisa really a true friend to you? And even Heather's like, huh? When did they become besties? You know, Heather's on it because, what do you mean? Like, Heather is Lisa's bestie. That's what Heather wants. So for you to say that y'all like sisters, yeah, Heather don't like that. She don't play by her Lisa. So don't be saying y'all that close, because Heather don't do all that. Heather don't play like that. So the ladies finally make it to their destination, and then they finally, you know, get the food and sit down. They're eating, and in the midst of them eating, here come Brittany with an announcement saying that, hey, you guys, you know, since I'm the camera girl, or the phone girl, I think, whichever one she said from last year, from where she was recording them, she brought cameras for everyone. That way they can do like camera diary or vlogging in a sense, or camera diaries, I guess. And I looked, and when they was doing it and doing the cameras and just putting it on everyone, it looked really fun. So I'm glad that she did that. It was a fun idea. I feel like anybody doing a trip like that, like, you should get some cameras. That way I can capture the moment, because of course you can remember it living in it, but it's nice to also have videos, pictures to capture the moments. All right, so ladies sitting eating, they discuss Lisa not being on the trip, and Whitney chimes in and says, you know, that she hasn't heard from Lisa, but, you know, she has seen some of the lawsuits that's been coming about around her. And Meredith chimes in, you know, Heather, didn't Lisa say that, you know, everything was good? And it's just like, here you go. I mean, I understand that's your friend, but it's just like, you don't, I get it, but it's just like, you don't always have to stand up for her, because she does not always do the same for you, Meredith. Like, y'all have to understand Lisa. I like Lisa, but Lisa be all for herself, and y'all have to understand it, because I feel like if Lisa was in the shoes that y'all was in, she would not be standing up for y'all. So anyway, so Bronwyn chimes in and she says, you know, I mean, you're saying that Lisa's saying that it's all good, but that's not what it's looking like, you know, out here in these streets. Like, she needs to be focusing on what she got going on compared to what everybody else got going on. And, you know, Angie's like,
I said, girl, tell us. Tell us here. Tell us. We want to hear more, bitch. We want to hear more. Yes. Wait a minute. Come on. Let me back up. Hold on. I got to drink my drink up. This here. Go and get your wine, bitch. I'm going to give you a few minutes to go get your wine, bitch. Because this the game. This is what we want to know.
hey, you hear something? You know something? If you did, you need to, you know, you sound like you know something. And Braun was just like, you know, I don't, you know, I don't know anything. I just know that, you know, Lisa's the one to always want to chime in on everyone else's stuff. But when it comes to her, from her, you know, troubles or faults about her life, we don't know anything. And I have to agree with her. Like, yeah, I mean, I feel like all of y'all do y'all's little do, but Lisa's definitely a main component in doing that, where she can dish it, but she can't take it. So Bronwyn mentions that Lisa has 5 lawsuits going on, and Heather, acting oblivious, acting like she doesn't know anything. She's like, what lawsuits? You've heard about lawsuits? Where did this come about? Where? And honestly, I love this moment, because Angie's like, come on, Heather, like, they said it was in the Salt Lake Tributes. I believe it's a reputable newspaper, so anything that they publish, it has to be for fact. And so Heather's like, I haven't seen it. And then I just love how Angie was talking. She was like, Stevie Wonder seen it. Like, it's everywhere. And then she's like, you know, Heather, you're playing dumb. Stop playing dumb on the benefit of you still being friends with Lisa, because you stood up for her in this moment. It's just like, Heather, I don't know if you want to be Lisa's friend, you want to be Lisa, you want to be Lisa's partner. I do not know what it is with you, Heather, but it's crazy how you will go for bat for Lisa, but will Lisa go bat for you is the question. So in the midst of them discussing Lisa's lawsuits, Angie compares Lisa to what Jen Shaw did.
You good? No, you're not.
I have to disagree. That you can't compare the two. I mean, anybody can get sued, anybody can have a lawsuit against them, but not everybody's being convicted of robbing the elderly. Like, she was robbing people, taking their money and then living a lavish lifestyle off of scamming folk. So I feel like with Lisa just having lawsuits that could possibly all go away compared to somebody who is serving time for the crimes that they committed, it's not really the same. And she did take it back. She was like, "Oh, that was a bad analogy. I should have never done that." But the damage is done. You already said what you said.
Hey, whoop-de-doo.
But yeah, that was something that you could have just kept in your mind. But for you to say that some would say that that's something that Jen Shaw has done, is kind of crazy. So as Jen was brought up in the conversation, Heather saying, "Why are we bringing up Jen? Jen should not be brought up. Jen should be left where she's at in prison."
Girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now. Because you know what?
And it's just like, it's crazy the 180 switch up that you have. And I feel like if we're now seeing where allegedly, I've seen it where someone asked about Jen Shaw to Andy, and he said that he never wants to say her name or anything ever again. So I feel like that ship is sailed. But I feel like if she was to get back onto the show, I feel like you would do a whole 180 and you would be up under her like you normally be. I'm sorry, how you normally was, because before that girl was sent to prison, you and Meredith was right there hand by hand. Y'all even flew up to New York or whatever with her, all the way to the very end. And I'm pretty sure y'all was still cool with her afterwards. And actually you were, because Meredith said that she was on the phone with Jen Shaw. So, and then you want to talk about we need to leave where she's at, like we don't need to discuss her anymore. And you was a main supporter for her during her time when she was going through all that. So, and I don't believe that you haven't spoken to her. I believe that you have spoken with her. You just didn't want to admit it because that makes you look a certain way, but you have spoken with Jen. I don't care what nobody got to say.
Girl, bye.
So Heather once is like a dog with a bone. She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that you compared Lisa to Jen Shaw. I just can't believe you did that. Like that's crazy. That's absurd. That's the most foul thing I've ever heard." And then Bronwyn says, "Oh, but you're okay with," she said, "but she compared me to Jen Shaw as well. Is that okay?" And then Heather's like, "Oh, I didn't know." And she's like, "Well, I'm letting you know now. She compared me to Jen Shaw. And you over talking about this is so horrible. She just said it to me." And there you go. The goalpost always changes with Heather when it comes to Lisa or anyone else that she's deemed as her favorite. You need to give everybody that same energy. If someone that you don't like is doing something that you don't like, and you have all that energy, you need to have it for somebody that you do like doing something that you don't like. Like Lisa doing some shit that you don't like. You know that you don't like the thing that she do, and you hardly ever say anything because you want to stay in her good graces. You too old. You too old.
I don't know, this bitch is stupid. Ugh.
So as Bronwyn was proving Heather wrong with her trying to put down Angie with her comparison, with her analogy, she tries to bring up Bronwyn lying about her $4 million necklace. And she's like, "Is this retaliation for you lying about the necklace?" And in this moment, I loved how Bronwyn immediately owned up to it, like, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, I did lie. I said that I was going to buy the necklace and you'll see me with it, and you never saw me with it." And yeah, and I appreciate Bronwyn owning up to it. You don't normally see a lot of people in general own up to their mistakes or own up to their faults. Well alone someone who's on reality TV owning up to their faults. So that's really good to see.
Oh, she's taking it.
And it was definitely a good moment because it immediately shut Heather up. Like, yeah, shut up. You thought you was about to eat, making it seem like, oh yeah, got you to lie while you over trying to call someone else to lie, got you in the lie. And she immediately owned it, took ownership of it, done with Jackie, up there, Buffy, I apologize, done with it. She apologized, she owned up to it, and that's it. And that's how you move on. And then Brittany over talking about, all you had to do was just say I lied, and that's it.
Girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now. Because you know what?
And it's just like, no, she didn't blatantly lie. She said something that came out to be a lie. I mean, both can say the same. Both can say it's the same, but she owned up to it. And then, like she said with Brittany, once you own up to all the lies that you said, then you can come to me. It's just like, as if all y'all don't lie, but all y'all don't own up to y'all's lies. That's the problem. And then the conversation keeps going as the ladies talk about how Lisa always got something to say about them, and she doesn't like it being and she doesn't like it being done with her. And honestly, that's everybody. You know, people like to talk, but people don't like to be talked about. So and y'all the same. Y'all do the same thing too. I mean, not all of y'all, but most of y'all. A few of y'all don't want to say it to the other person, but y'all do the same thing. So So after they get done with the conversation, they decide to break up in two groups because they have two camp activities going on. They got one doing flight fishing and the other doing kayaking. Honestly, if it was me, I probably would have done the flight fishing because I feel like, hey, after fishing, caught us a meal, get you a nice fish. And then also, it's just a good experience to go out and fish. And I don't know where they went at, but it was nice because it seemed like they was in a stream. And so it seemed like wherever they was at was not hard to catch some fish. So it looked fun, but I'd rather do that than do the kayaking because the water didn't look that, deep enough. But hey, it was fun seeing Mary talk about resuscitating the fish, and then she couldn't get the guy's name. She kept calling him Gusty, but I believe his name was Dusty. So it's just like, why would his name be Gusty, girl? Like, again, another reason why we need to keep Mary into the franchise. Like, these little quirky, silly moments, like, you don't get these with everybody. Like, only she, particularly from this franchise, can do that. And it be authentic, too. Like, I feel like the things that she do, it don't come off like, oh, you're doing it for the camera. Like, if the camera wasn't here, you would still do this. And I love that. So after the camp activities, we see where the ladies go back to their, the campground or whatever. And I see where they have like a little open fire so they can, roast their hot dogs or whatever, or hamburgers, whatever they're having to eat with. And so in the midst of them doing that, they're asking Angie, like, where the hot dog buns? Where's the ketchup and stuff? And Angie's like, huh? You condiments, bread, huh? Like, all Angie brought was just herself in that RV. She was like, I didn't know I was supposed to bring all that. Like, I just brought me, the energy, and the RV. Like, that's just all she brought. As they're sitting around, Heather brings up the legend Molly Sorensen. It's apparently some polygamous girl who escaped the colony, and apparently she's been seeking retaliation onto... Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. She's been seeking retaliation. So apparently there's this legend where I guess she would take like little girls, I guess, and I don't know if it was somewhere in Utah, wherever they're at, like if they're out and alone, allegedly they get snatched up or whatever by Molly. I guess that's her retaliation. And the ladies was like, well, we old, so we ain't got to worry about that. But, Heather's like, well, yeah, we are. But, but that's still the legend that's going around where we're staying at. So clearly they didn't do their research because they in a haunted area. So, yeah. And again, another Mary moment. I love when Mary said, if Molly was here, she would cook for us. So I don't believe that she's real. And again, just priceless. So as the ladies are roasting their hot dogs, we see where Heather and Bronwyn, Heather being nice with Bronwyn, asking her if she needs any help with her roasting her hot dogs. And Angie points it out. She's like, oh, it's nice seeing y'all behind, like, and, with us being on this trip without Lisa, I guess you can now be your true self.
Hearsay. I just have to win this competition.
Here go Heather, like, oh, that was a shitty thing to say, Angie. And she's like, no, like, you can be your true self. She was like, do you feel as though that if Lisa was here, would you still be cool with her like this? Or would you be cordial with her like this? And Heather's like, well, I would need the moment on the kayak.
Goofy ass.
Well, why would you need the moment on the kayak? It's just like, you don't have no issues with her. And then you say, like, and then Heather goes to say, my issues with Bronwyn have nothing to do with Lisa. What did Bronwyn do to you? You've only have not liked things that she's done to other people in the sense, but she has not done anything to you. I can understand seeing how a certain person moves and you operate a certain way around them. That not necessarily mean I don't like you, but I just know how you move and I know how to move around you. But you just don't like Bronwyn for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because she can verbally keep up with you. I don't know if she looks better than you. I don't know if she's richer than you. I don't know. But it just seemed like you always trying to poke holes into who she is as a person to find out, like, oh, she really isn't that. She isn't that. And it's just, for what? So I just feel like you don't have no real issue with Bronwyn. You want to have an issue. And now that you know that Lisa doesn't, that gives you more ammunition to not want to have an issue with her, to stay close to Lisa. So we see in the conversation where Heather asks us, who else has an issue with who else has an issue with Lisa besides Bronwyn? And Whitney's like, me? She was like, Lisa's on Twitter tweet about me saying I'm a liar. And honestly, I'm like,
I beg you, please stop.
Please, I'm not trying to go in this season with this. Like, it was stale last season. I really don't want to hear about this again. Like, please beef with somebody else. I'm over it. In the midst of Whitney saying what she's saying, Brittany chimes in and says, well, she said, well, Whitney, you said something that, you know, was so crass I can't even say it, but, you know, you're asking me, like, do you do Jared for money? And I have to say, Brittany is annoying, but Brittany is the good annoying in the sense of, like, you are annoying and it's like you're unpredictable. Like, it can get annoying at times, but I'm not annoying to the sense of where I want you out the show. Like, you're good annoying. It's like you need that. Like, I like you on there, but you're annoying. But I like it, if that makes sense. So Brittany's still mad about the comment that Whitney said. And Whitney said, like, you know, you came from me, you came from my business. She's like, you know, we failed. Our business failed. She said that her husband put in everything and now they have nothing. Like, it's completely done. Like, she's had to shut down her business. She's lost so many employees, millions of dollars, thousands of customers. Like, a lot has been lost through this ordeal. And so she's like, you know, I have to deal with this. I don't need to be having this thrown in my face by my friends. So I can get that, like, you know, she's going through her time. Why are you bringing this up? And I just kind of feel like y'all not friends, y'all co-workers. Well, some of y'all. And I feel like with Brittany and Whitney, y'all co-workers. It's not your friend. And I do appreciate the transparency because I feel like that is a lot to say out loud and then also, you know, come to terms with, like, dang, we lost our company and we lost everything. Like, that's a lot to deal with. So I wish them well and I hope that, you know, something comes about for them, you know? So then we see Brittany apologizing and she goes to hug Whitney and Whitney's like, back up. But, you know, like, I give me a minute, like, we literally just apologize, like, let that marinate, like, don't hug me right now, like, and I get that, like, give people time. People can't just adapt to, oh, I apologize. Okay. Like, no, like, get people to calm down, understand, and move on. So as Brittany walks away, she says that she still wants an apology for the dick sucking comment. And again, just unpredictable moments, but this makes good TV. Like, I don't know where they found Brittany at, but Brittany is also a good addition to the show. Like, you can't make this up. And so at the end, we see where Heather asks the ladies, because, you know, with the legend Molly Sorensen, Heather's obsessed with. So she's like, hey, let's go on a tour and all that, and let's investigate. And Mary's like, ain't time to go to bed. Like, and I'm married with it.
Child, I'm ready to go too.
Mary's like, you know, in the horror movies, the black person always dies, and Mary clearly is the only black lady there. So if I were her, I would not attend. I'm not about to be the sacrificial lamb for y'all. Y'all go ahead. Y'all let me know how it go. But we didn't see where they go on the trail, but all hell breaks loose, and that's practically it for that episode. But I have to say, for this first episode, which I'm not surprised, it was a good, I give it about an 8.5 out of 10. Like, it was good. I'm not mad at it. But yes, I will be back every week to post more reviews on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm gonna be consistent with it, and I'm glad y'all stay tuned watching, and I'll see you on the next one.